In the final instalment of CNA's The Year Ahead, as Singapore pushes a We First society, calls to give back are growing louder. Where is the line between encouragement and obligation? And how do we keep giving rooted in compassion, not compliance? CNA's Sherlyn Seah went to the National Volunteer and Philanthropy Centre for answers.
A We First society where Singaporeans step up for one another ahead of individual gain. The idea first surfaced in national conversations as Singapore looked beyond post-pandemic recovery and towards a more cohesive future. Last year, Prime Minister Lawrence Wong reinforced the message in his National Day rally as the nation marked SG60. NVPC CEO Tony So says it comes down to one thing: the collective.
As Singapore becomes more wealthy and has done well, we must not forget that actually individuals succeed because the collective has been united and cohesive. So I think that it's about striking the right balance between the individual and the collective. And I think for us, the work that we do in volunteerism and philanthropy really is to give a greater scope for individuals to contribute to strengthening the collective.
Now, not everyone has the time, capacity or resources to volunteer in some traditional ways. So how can giving and participation be made more inclusive?
We think that there's a wider definition of what can be given, what can be contributed. And that's where the 5 T's come in. And the 5 T's are time, so time in terms of service, in terms of volunteering, talent in terms of skills, we have something that we know that we can do for someone else. Treasure is, of course, it can be money, but it can also be items in kind, or it can be access to assets that we have, whether a vehicle or particular space that we can allow certain communities or certain charities to use. Ties is actually about our networks. If we are doing something, let's say volunteering or donating, and we can rally our friends, family and colleagues, actually we expand our impact, and that's of value as well. And the final T is testimony. So it's advocacy, our voice. What we have experienced, what we know, and what we can share with people around us, or even in the larger public, and invite more people to be part of giving.
There's also a need for organizations to rethink how they measure success. Mr. So says his advice is to shift away from focusing on conversion rates.
It's important to be able to recognize that it is a process. We try not to be too in your face, too hard sell. You want to get immediate results. It can be a turnoff. In fact, it can be distasteful. It can damage the brand.
Instead, he adds, the goal is to cultivate real impact and underlying motivation among people.
You don't want compliance compared to compassion. I think it's more important to have the heart in giving. In certain situations, you need to just nudge people a bit to get people to experience giving for the first time. But beyond that, hopefully a good experience, a meaningful experience, and being able to see the impact of your giving will be more important in shaping the heart and mind. And then from that point onwards, it no longer is so obligatory, but it becomes something that people want to do on their own.
As for that initial push, Mr. So adds that this could happen in schools, workplaces, or community and religious groups. That's also why NVPC is looking at engaging a key demographic, the youth.
We want to be able to work with them, to expose them to giving opportunities, expose them to all the possibilities such that they recognize that it is important for them to contribute in some way to building the society they want to live in. But at the same time, it's not a fixed way of giving. It is not this amount of money or this amount of time. It is actually very flexible, and it can be adapted to their life stage in terms of what their personal circumstances permit them to give at that point in time.
So this year, NVPC is gearing up partnerships with institutes of higher learning. The hope is for youths to carry on the passion for giving as they enter adulthood and bring that We First spirit onwards.